This is one of the most useful skills I know. Basically how not to get burnt out by other people's stress, anxiety, distress, etc. Now the mistake most people make when trying to avoid this type of thing is they shut themselves down. They put up a wall. And in some ways this kind of works or helps, but it's also very exhausting because you're shutting down your energy. And when you shut down your own energy, you don't have much energy. So how do we keep our energy levels in a good place while also not absorbing the energy of others is generating or cultivating compassion. And this is where we have to separate compassion from empathy. So empathy is feeling what another person is feeling. It's starting to identify with how the other person feels. And it's been well proven that we have what's called mirror neurons in our brain, that when we witness someone else's emotional state, these mirror neurons fire and we actually feel their emotional state as well. So if we're surrounded by people who are stressed or in pain or sad, we start to feel stressed or in pain or sad or whatever else the people around us are feeling, for better or worse, because we can also pick up on people's joy and happiness. So the key to not picking up other people's feelings when we don't want to is to first cultivate our own sense of compassion. I have practices on my channel where we do this actively that I'll link to. And once you learn to cultivate the sense of compassion, you actually pour it out onto the other people. So if you imagine what normally happens with an empathetic response is that somebody is experiencing a feeling out there, and then we connect with them, and then we take that in. We start to mirror their feeling. But when we cultivate compassion intentionally, we are creating our own state of being, our own state of compassion. And then what we're doing is we're pouring it out to them. And so because we're cultivating our own state and then radiating it outwards towards the other person, we are not absorbing their state as much. There are tons of studies now backing this practice, especially with healthcare workers and nurses, because they are often around, stressed and in pain people. And they are very prone to get what's called compassion fatigue, but really it's more empathy fatigue. Now, another strategy that we can utilize here is to get really clear around what are our feelings and what are other people's feelings. The reality is that everybody probably has enough difficulty, enough challenges with their feelings on their own that they don't need to start empathizing with other people's feelings. While yes, it's helpful to be compassionate with others, being empathetic, trying to take on their feelings, is typically not very helpful, and highly sensitive types especially do it far too much. So when you notice yourself feeling a certain way, you can ask yourself, is this my feeling or is this someone else's that I am empathizing with? And it's really good to be pretty ruthless about not taking on other people's feelings, because that's just going to stress you out more and actually inhibit your ability to be present for people and to help people. If you want to actually do something compassionate and be helpful to others, you need to take care of your own energy. You need to be in a good space yourself. If you are stressed out by what's happening in the world, what's happening with the people around you, that's going to severely inhibit your ability to be present and compassionate and helpful in the situations where you can be. So it's really helpful to get clear on where do we have impact? What are the relationships that are important to us? What is the best use of our time and energy? And then you can really look at the media you're consuming, the people you're spending time with, the way that you're relating to others, and see, are these things helpful? Are these things having a positive impact on you? Are they helping you to have a positive impact on others? Or are they needlessly stressing you out and distracting from the areas in which you can actually have a positive impact? The whole thing here is you got to take care of yourself so you can take care of others. If you're watching too much news or you're over empathizing with others to the point where it's stressing you out and inhibiting your ability to care for yourself and others, then you really have to look at how you're spending your time and energy and what would really be most supportive for you. So yes, prioritize self-care, prioritize your well-being so you can be clear on where you have impact, and you can also be more focused and effective with your energy. Now, I have many self-care practices or practices that support your well-being on my channel. So if that's an area that you really want to develop and you want to care for yourself in a more thoughtful way, check out the rest of the videos. And thank you for tuning in. I'll see you again soon.